critics of your show have said it's elitist. They've said for young women in New York City, there are almost no people of color who they interact with, which for New York City would be very unusual.
Yeah. You know, when I heard those criticisms, my first feeling was just sort of heartbreak at the idea that the show would make anyone feel isolated, when what its purpose was to make people feel like, sort of flaws and all, their stories deserved to be told. And so I took those criticisms to heart. You know, I didn't necessarily try to defend myself because it was a valid perspective. I just sort of said, I've done 10 episodes about 4 characters who are really close to me. I'm half Jewish, half WASP. I wrote 2 Jewish girls and 2 WASPs. Like, I was writing it was like each one was a different facet of my personality. It was when it became personal, because there was a lot of, you were raised in New York, you've never met a person of color in your life, and it felt like it was attacks on myself, attacks on my family, I really did try to block a lot of it out for that reason, but at the same time, you can't block all of it out, because all I want is to make women feel excited and included by this show. And so in the second season, there are a multitude of new characters who enter. Some are people of color, some are not, some are Caucasian, because I went to the actors who I wanted to work with and told the stories that seemed vital and exciting. And I hope that I don't care about satisfying the critics, but I care about satisfying my viewers. And I know I have viewers who are women of color who want to see themselves reflected on screen. So that's what matters to me. It doesn't matter to me to sort of satiate people who are looking to sort of kind of put destructive energy out into the world, not to sound like a hippie.
At 25, you were a showrunner, which is unusual, if not, you know, completely insane and unheard of in Hollywood. Do you feel a pressure to represent young women? I mean, do you feel like there's this added burden of, I've been given this great opportunity, a lot of people are watching, and if I'm successful, I'm not just successful for me, and if I'm not successful, I'm not just failing for me?
I definitely had those moments. I definitely had moments where I was like, I don't want to do anything that's going to make them think this is why we don't give shows to 25-year-old girls. Like, I was like, that's why I don't have a small dog that I take to set with me. I'd love to have a small dog, but I don't think it would be good for all of us if I were to carry a small dog to set with me. So, like, so those are definitely the moments where I think to myself, it's hugely important to me to sort of represent seriously, and sort of, you know, that's why I always think about that line from League of Their Own, like, there's no crying in baseball. I do a lot of repeating to myself, there's no crying in baseball. But then you also have to be comfortable sort of revealing your vulnerability and showing the people around you what the challenges are, because the fact is that I hadn't had the level of experience that a lot of showrunners had. I was in a position where I had to really push to be taken seriously by certain kind of, you know, older male crew members, or, you know, comedy writers that you run into at a party. So it's a constant give and take, but I definitely had those anxieties, and I think only now, after having finished the second season, am I starting to feel like there's a chance I might actually know what I'm doing.